Welcome to a Mick, a Mook, and a Mike. Hosted by four-time Emmy-nominated producer Frank Pace and retired New York City firefighter, 9/11 first responder, and Vietnam vet, Billy O'Connor.
Today's guest,
2024 US Olympic Team soccer star, a member of the US National Team, dynamic starting center mid for the Toronto FC, Djordje Mihailovic.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Oh my gracious! We've gone through another monumental get Billy on the internet session yet again.
Oh, from
How
coffee
can you
shops
be-
to street corners.
How can you be so ignorant?
So I'm an Egypt. I'm a bit of an Egypt. But be nice to me. I'm a veteran. I'm
You're
an
a
old veteran. I'm an
You
old
need
veteran.
to wear that T-shirt every day.
You're getting older every day.
You're not?
You're getting more senile every day.
Don't use words I can't spell.
Well, our guest today is going to be Djordje Mihailovic. He's the star of the U.S. Olympic soccer team in 2024, a member of the U.S. National Team pool, and a starting center midfielder for the Toronto Football Club in the MLS. So he's going to be joining us in a little bit. It'll be fun to have him because I've known him since before he was born.
Before we start, can I ask you a question? What is with the FC after Toronto? What does that mean?
Football Club.
Oh, okay.
Derek could have answered that.
That's
Derek
something.
could have answered that.
That's something I should have figured out. I was wondering what the FC was all about. I thought it was regional or something. Football club. Aha.
Football Club. But they don't play football. They play soccer.
Well, I got to tell you, it's a thrill to have
In the rest of the world, they don't play soccer. They play football.
They play real football, F-U-T, F-U-T. But it's a thrill to have this guy on. I'm not a big soccer guy, so I'm going to play devil's advocate with when you guys get too technical. I'm going to be the guy who says, "What does that mean?"
Well, it's a good guy also because we can bust his balls.
Yeah,
don't think we're gonna
I
get
listened
that
to a few interviews by him. He's very affable, very nice guy. Does a lot of interviews too.
Yeah.
He's high profile.
Yeah. So, Billy, you got any stories for us today?
I got to tell you a story.
No. Wait. Don't tell us any stories, Billy, yet.
All
Can
right.
you just hang on 1 second for the story? Okay, how are you guys doing? First,
I'm
How
biting
you
the
been?
bit
We
to
haven't
get this story out.
we haven't talked in a while. How you guys been? How's life?
Well, Billy was in New York, and he spent
that
a
was
few
great.
weeks, a few days with his grandkids. Why don't you tell us about your trip, Billy?
With
Yeah,
the grandchildren.
Billy, how's New York?
Fantastic. It was just great.
Thank you. That was very enlightening.
That's all you got to say?
Oh, it was great, man. I spent a lot of time with the grandkids, and I played a country club too with a caddy while I was there. My son-in-law got me out of
Oh.
country club. That was kind of cool.
What country club?
I don't know. It's in Bronxville. Very classy club, like Cayuga or some shit like that. It was an Indian name anyway.
Siwanoy?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Siwanoy?
Siwanoy. You got it. That's it. 1906 established.
How could I guess that right?
Bronxville. You knew.
I guessed the Bronxville Country Club that you played.
Well, let me tell you something. Not
That's
only that,
crazy.
you guessed it. I forgot the name after I played it. 5 minutes later, I just knew I played a country club in Bronxville. Siwanoy. What the fuck? It sounds like a component for electronics or something.
Your son-in-law must have some clout to get you on a country club.
He's got
Wow.
he builds golf courses. That's what his company does. They build golf courses. They're doing a $300 million project at that place.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he builds. He gets on any country club I want, but he only took me once. But I beat his ass. But I beat him.
Wait a second. You beat him on a real golf course?
Yeah. I shot a 97.
How?
But you know what? I three-putted every green on the first 11 greens. I three-putted every green. The greens were like insane to me. Like I read a putt, and then the caddy would say, "Over here," and she put me out in Oshkosh someplace, and I go, "Are you kidding me?" She said, "No, play it over here," and I just tapped the thing and it'd go about 4 blocks and still run 15 feet past the hole. But it was fun. It was great. It was great.
Good. I'm glad.
It was
How
a lot
the
of
weather?
fun. Oh, weather was amazing, and the grandkids. I mean, getting to see your grandkids when you don't see them in a year is lights out, man. It's just great.
So what'd you bring me, Grandpa? What'd you bring me?
Yeah, well, I took the older ones 50 a pop right off the bat, but the younger ones are too young for that stuff. So, but I brought back bread, man. I got bread for you if we ever get together. I got a nice loaf of round Italian bread. It's frozen.
Yeah. When we get together, Derek, he's got bread for us.
Yeah. We've heard
how long
this
did we
before.
get for that? How long did we wait for that fucking soda bread?
Hey,
Yeah,
a lot of
at least 8 months.
that's baked with a lot of
At
love.
least.
That's baked with a lot of love. That fucking soda bread. There's a lot, and you still
Oh, yeah?
complain. More raisins, none of this shit, none of the caraway seeds, more raisins. I don't work for you, you prick. I don't work for you.
Yeah, well, both of us obviously work for you, considering what we had to go through to get you on this podcast.
I don't work for
Again.
you. I don't work for you. Both of us are happy about that.
At least you're not in Mama Leone's coffee shop or some bullshit like that, wherever the hell you were last time.
Mama Leone's butt. I thought he was calling me a Mama Luke there for a second. You Mama Luke, you freaking Mama Luke, you Mama Leone's. So let me tell you this story, Derek. I
Mama
thought this was a
Leone.
great story. Frank doesn't want. I don't know if he wants me to
Okay,
tell it.
all right.
I thought this was it's true because there's
Just
no
tell
way
the fucking story
you
already.
can't make this story up. You know it's true. Stop.
Okay.
He looks at his backyard. The bike is back.
How many?
And there's a dozen roses on the handlebars. A dozen. Dozen roses on the handlebar with a card. The guy opens up the card. It says, tomorrow night. The guy's delighted. Goes with his wife. He has a great time at the concert. He comes back and his house is empty. They wiped him out.
Oh,
is that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
What is
You can't make
no,
that up.
you know that story's true.
Is this a truth?
Yeah, it's a true
Oh, it's
story.
not true.
It's
true
true.
story?
It didn't happen to me, but it happened to a guy who was told the story. It's a true story.
Oh,
You
well.
can't make that shit up. The guy came back, the fucking house was wiped out. They stole everything in his house while he was at the
Billy,
Elton John
what else
concert.
you know what else you can't make up? You.
Me? I'm
Only
legit,
one of
pal.
it.
I'm the real
We can't
deal.
make you up.
One of a
Yeah.
kind. One
Well-
of a kind.
Hey, Derek, why don't you bring on Georgie? Let's bring on Georgie for sure. Oh, there he is. How is he? Georgie, you're looking a little faint.
Look a little pale there.
He's looking a little.
You're looking a little
he's
pale.
little thin.
I can see right through this
Where are
guy.
you?
He's a little thin.
What is this, an H.G. Wells interview? What we got here? The Invisible Man. There he is.
Looks like a.
There's himself. That's himself. That's him.
Lou Ayres.
That's
It's
him.
Lou Ayres, the Invisible Man.
Oh, how are you
my
guys?
gracious.
That's
How you
himself.
doing, pal?
Good, you?
Good. That's Billy O'Connor.
Nice
I
to
don't
meet
know
you,
what corner
Georgie.
he is. He's
Nice
the
to meet
white
you.
guy. He's the white guy, and the guy that's not white is Derek Harris.
Hey, so good to not be white. Yes.
Watch this. White.
Uh, how you doing, pal?
Good. Good. We moved into our house today and yesterday. So there's just stuff all over the place.
Yeah, because you were Toronto recently paid $8 million for the right to sign you as a designated player. What's a designated player, Georgie? Can you tell Billy?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, in MLS, each team gets 3 designated players that don't count towards the salary cap. So, like, the higher earners are those types of players. Like Messi's one of the DPs in Miami.
Okay. Nice.
Wow.
So they shelled out a pretty penny for you.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, fine.
Do you feel valuable?
I
Do you
guess.
feel valuable? Like, do you feel like
Yeah.
yeah? You
No,
do?
exactly. That's
Yeah?
like probably the biggest feeling is when there's a team that sees that much in you to pay that much, makes you feel wanted and appreciated. So that's what that feels like.
I'll bet you feel appreciated on payday as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Until Quebec or Ontario and Canada take all the money.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully it keeps going up.
So
Yeah.
Georgie, I've known you since before you came out of the womb.
Yeah. When I was a thought.
Well, yeah, when you were a thought. It's been remarkable to see your progress. Why don't you tell me a little about your father and how you were brought up?
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. He stares into space.
We're going straight into that. All right, well, I'm pretty sure you know more about him. Yeah. Well, yeah, Frank, you know more about him than I do, probably. But
But
immediately, you know how he is, and soccer was a big thing in the family. And before I could walk, he was teaching me and training me. And yeah, growing up a childhood with him as my coach and father, it was an interesting dynamic in the household sometimes, but now he's definitely calmed down a bit with the coaching side.
yeah, did you ever hear the story of when he was a player and how your grandfather went to his games?
No, we don't talk like that.
Oh.
We don't talk like that. That's hilarious.
Your grandfather got thrown out of more games when he ran on the field and attacked the referee.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
do you remember? Do you know the story? I don't know if you were at the game when I was in the fire academy. In the semifinal of the national championships, he got thrown out of the game that I was playing in too.
He being your father or your grandfather?
My dad.
Oh, wow.
We were playing Montreal, and I was 15, I think, at the time, and it was a semifinal of the Academy National Championships, and the ball, it's in extra time, and the ball goes to him, and he kicks the ball away, and the ref threw him out of the game, and he couldn't come watch the final.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Wow.
Was he coaching you then?
No, he was just watching as a dad.
So he kicked the ball away to stall time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's hilarious.
And
Well,
he wasn't discreet about it.
No.
No, your dad was a phenomenal player. In college, he was the third guy in NCAA history to score 40 goals and have 50 assists.
Wow.
And if he hadn't broken his ankle or hurt his foot, that inhibited his soccer career because he was drafted in the NASL, as you know, and it was wearing number 14, which you wore on the national team. And he still was a good player, but his greatness was negated by his injury. I'll give you credit because whenever I ask him who is a better player, he'll say he was. You gave the best answer I ever heard when you said he was a greater college soccer player than I was, because you just signed when you were in high school and you were playing, you were playing pro ball.
Yeah.
Instead of
That is a good answer.
your senior year. You were playing when you were 17 years old?
Yeah, my first contract was 17, 18 when I was still in high school.
Yeah,
Wow.
you had to get permission to attend your senior prom, didn't you? Because you were on
Yeah.
contract with your soccer team.
Yeah, I think Oh, now we're going way back when I don't even remember this stuff. Um, yeah, I think we had a game the day before or something, and yeah, I asked if I could miss training to attend the prom, and I didn't even ask someone. I just showed up.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you talk to professional athletes and people talk that aren't in the professional sports talk about how careers are 10, 15 years long, but for me it feels like my career started as soon as I kicked the ball. Like as soon as I kicked the ball, I knew I wanted to do this my whole life. So now I'm 26, I feel like I'm in a 24-year career right now. So it's just
interesting.
going on and on.
Yeah.
Could you kick a ball before you could walk?
Probably. I think my dad made me somehow.
Yeah, I believe that may be true. Hey, let me ask you something. I know in professional sports, there's a thing called King of the Hill complex. Uh, when did you know that you were good enough to play professional soccer? And it has to happen in when you're a professional, I would believe. Uh, can you talk about that a little bit?
Like the moment where I knew that I was going to go this route for sure.
No, I mean, you may have known it when you were 14 or 15 years old, but you never could have predicted you could make it that far because you would got injury. When you were playing in the MLS, when did you know you belonged?
Yeah,
When did the game slow down?
as soon as I came back from my ACL injury, which is weird to say. 'Cause I tore my ACL at in the playoff game of my first year as a pro,
Wow.
and I missed the majority of the next season. But as soon as I started the games after my injury, I played the last 2 months of the season, and then I got called into my first national team camp 2 months later, and I was like, okay, this is good. So it's almost like that injury was a blessing in disguise for me because
Huh.
I came back from injury, and usually people say like with long term injuries like an ACL, I was out 10 months, and it takes double the time to when you're back to fully feel you're back mentally, physically, things like that. But yeah, as soon as I got healthy again after that injury, it seemed like I knew that I can be a pretty good player in the league.
What do you have any attribution to that?
No, I think well that was my first injury that I ever had
Okay.
leading up to that point, and yeah, I think it took a step for me mentally to get over some things because
Right.
it's a mental battle, and
Right.
yeah, being out 8 months, not doing what I've done my whole life,
Right.
that was mentally tough. So when I came back from that injury, it seemed like mentally I was just gonna enjoy every single day, enjoy every game, enjoy every training, put everything I can, and just yeah, just enjoy it all. And that's what I've been doing since.
So it probably put everything into perspective because before you're probably worrying about a bunch of other things and you
Yeah,
realize that they're,
exactly.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Yeah.
The day I played my first college game.
I knew he was going to take a shot.
The day I
Yeah.
played my first college game, I said, I'm not in over my head, but I'm treading water.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I was a great low keeper because I'm only 5'8". I could beat anybody down, but the ball got in the air. I was I was in trouble. You know,
Right.
I knew how to grab jock straps and pull pubic hairs on the on corner kicks and gain the advantage like that. But I had to do stuff like that in order to survive. When I got out here, I tried to play in the semi-pro league. I just didn't. I just had lost my all enthusiasm because I knew I was playing over my head. I was playing because I thought I was supposed to play and not because I wanted to play. Georgie will never have that. Georgie will play till he feels that the game has passed him by, and that may be 12 years from now. But when that time comes, he'll know the game has passed him by and it's time to move on.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Georgie,
And
are
I
you
also-
able to
Go ahead.
to see when a player is not playing at the level that everybody else is playing at really quickly?
Like what do you
So
mean?
so
Like,
so like a new player comes on the team and they think he's going to be, let's say, a phenomenon or somebody who can participate in the team in a way that will let's say help the team or be a part of this new established team. Are you players able to determine just by watching this player um, uh, contribute whether or not he's going to be able to make it or not? In
uh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I don't think it's a good thing to say.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean that's normal.
yeah.
Just building a roster and there's players from all over the place that will join your team. I've had so many teammates that
Hmm.
it just didn't work out for what it's
Yeah,
worth, and I'm sure when I went to Holland for my 1 year, they were probably saying the same thing about me. It just didn't work out for whatever reason. I don't think it was a soccer thing.
okay.
Maybe other reasons, but yeah, I mean, you go to places where it just doesn't feel right. Maybe you're not enjoying yourself. Like I said, when I came back from India, I was just enjoying myself. Like when I
Hmm.
went there, I didn't enjoy myself. I didn't enjoy the
Really?
game, and yeah, there was just a lot
I,
going on, and
I do want to add that when Georgie was in Amsterdam, his mother was diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
And I'm
yeah,
sure that played a big part in you wanting to be home.
yeah, and that happened 2 months into me being there, and that was hard for me because going to Europe and playing in those leagues and in those big stadiums and European Cup nights was I always watched those games as a kid, and I always wanted to put myself in that position. And yeah, when I got there, it was a dream that I achieved since I was little. And then 2 months into it, yeah, this situation with my mom happened, and for the next 8 months, 9 months, I was just thinking about going home. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was players that there and the coaches even that said, yeah, maybe this isn't the right position for you.
Right.
So, Georgie, let me ask you: when you got to Chicago, you were playing with the great German sweeper Bastian Schweinsteiger. How much did you learn from him? How did he take you under his wing? And how did you feel when he left?
Oh, Basti, yeah, it was. I signed my contract because he came in when I first joined. When I signed my first contract, and he joined the team 2 months later. But now this is someone that's won every single thing in the world in the sport and behaved like he hasn't won it yet. He had that motivation at that age, and it's one of those things you could also see that his body is slowing down, but his mind is still as sharp as maybe he was 18, 19. Um, he behaved like a child, that's for sure, and I loved it. And I think I took some of that personality with me, because I'm goofy in the locker room, things like that, and that's how he was. But it does seem like when he joined, he definitely put me under his wing immediately. In that locker room, I was the youngest guy by maybe 5 or 6 years. But at that time, the league wasn't as young as it is now. So he was 35, I was 18, and he took me to dinner. He took me to hang out with him at his apartment, and yeah, he lived like he was in a college dorm in his apartment. He's just enjoying life, and you can see that. Yeah, he didn't have to tell me through his words what he knows and how he can translate the game. You could just watch him every day in training and learn certain things, like decision making.
That's great. That's great. It's great to have a mentor like that, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things. Also, like the first game or maybe the second game back from my ACL injury, we went to Germany to play Bayern Munich, and it was basically a testimonial for Basti. And when we got there, we were playing in the Allianz Arena in front of 80,000 people. It was a
Wow.
friendly game, but you can see like what he means to that club and to the German population. People are coming to watch him in his final game for the club that he grew up playing for. Um, So it's moments like that where you appreciate when you have a teammate in him.
As I recall, he played a half for each team, right?
Yeah, that's right. The first
Oh,
half he played for us. Second half he went to play for Bayern Munich. They
that's
won.
crazy.
They won.
Go ahead,
Let
Billy.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's more physical in the sense of just pure running and distance covered like the data wise. I think it becomes more physical because you're able to like players are able to just do stuff with the ball at such a more intense way, and the decision making, all these things are so much quicker. So it feels like it's a much more intense game. Um, yeah, I felt that for sure when I first went there. It took
Right.
me maybe a month or two to just get used to the training habits, the way they train throughout the week. Uh, and in the Netherlands, it's very similar to MLS. You apart from the top five teams, Ajax, PSV, the teams that play regularly in Champions League, but the style of play is very similar. It's a lot of transition up and down the field, a lot of duels, things like that, and but at a higher intensity. And that's where you have to be good technically, good decisions, things like that.
Hmm.
when
When
you
you say
play. Okay,
when
go ahead, Eric.
when you say good technically, could you give us like a little bit of descriptors for that? So, just like two or three things that the non-soccer player like Billy would understand.
Yeah. Um, one of the things that they harped on about a lot there is no matter like say you're in the middle of a game, you get the ball and you're never going to have the same situation twice in a game, you know? So the main thing is like you have to have a solution every single time you get the ball and you
Got it.
can't lose it. So even if you're closed by two defenders, you have to find a way to keep the ball or things like that. Just don't lose the ball. Um, Now every training there was a technical drill, passing drill, finishing drill, things like that, just to make sure that your form, your technique, you're precise with everything, the weight of the pass, your touch, it's all has to be perfect. And the coaches are always talking about it. They're always getting on you if you have a bad touch.
Right.
I think that's a bit different than in MLS,
Hmm.
where maybe things like that can be put away and coaches won't get on you about these types of things, but in my club at least, that's in Holland, that was the main focus.
Right. Well, interesting. You can see the difference between the two leagues.
Hey, Georgie, let's talk about the Olympics a little bit. Last year, you scored in the two games that the United States won. You scored the game-winning goal in both games, and we advanced to the knockout round for the first time since 2008. We played France in the first game. What was it like to hear the national anthem for the first time? 68,000 people singing the Marseillaise. Was it a bit intimidating?
You mean the French national anthem?
Yeah, that's the Marseillaise.
Yeah, yeah. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. Yeah, no, this feeling, even though it wasn't the U.S. national anthem, it almost brought me to tears. I think mainly because 4 years prior to that was the Japan Olympics, and which was supposed to be my age group to go, and we didn't qualify. So when we didn't qualify with my age group, I kind of thought that the Olympic dream, there's also another goal of mine to participate in Olympics was just never going to happen. So fast forward to 3.5 years, a month before the Paris Olympics, I thought I was never going to have an option to go play in the Olympics, and then the coach called me and said, "You're going to be one of the overage players." So from
And
from something that I thought, what was that?
no, go ahead, finish.
Yeah. So like from something that I completely put away, forgot about, it became another reality. And yeah, the first time since 2008 that the U.S. men's soccer team goes to the Olympics, that alone is you take a lot of pride in that. Yeah, walking out into that first game against the host country, kind of I think it was opening game, in in Marseille against France. With the quality of players they have, their coach Thierry Henry, all the fans. this is a big game. This is a game that I will never forget. Um, yeah,
Wow.
it's a game that we probably could have won too. I know we lost 2-0, but up until I think it was the 65th, 70th minute, that was 0-0, and 80,000 French fans were whistling at their team because they couldn't score. So there's a lot of emotion in this game.
You hit the post with a shot in that game, didn't you? Do I recall?
Yeah, I hit the crossbar. I
Said, don't
I
remind me.
I jokingly tell myself if that went in, I'd be playing for Real Madrid. but after I missed that, they scored their first goal like 4 or 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
But then the start that second half, and even after I hit the crossbar, we had so many chances to score or get back in the game, and it just never happened.
Yep. I'll never forget a thing you mentioned briefly. Thierry Henry was the coach of the French national team, and he went out of his way to go over and greet you personally prior to the game. Your teammates must have been amazed at the sight of that.
Yeah, it's because when I left Chicago, I went to Montreal, and he was the head coach. And
cool.
And at that time of me leaving Chicago, he gave me a call. He persuaded me to come there. So I was like, for sure, I'm gonna want to play for Montreal. I'm gonna want to play for a coach like you. Unfortunately, I never got to meet him in person because he left the club. He left the club before I even got there.
That's so funny.
But that was an interesting thing.
Was that the first time you saw him then in France?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the first time, and I didn't think he would know who I am or remember anything, but yeah, we were in the dugout ready to walk onto the field before the game, and someone tapped me on the shoulder. I look up, and it's 6'4", massive muscles, Thierry Henry.
That's crazy.
What
did he say?
Oh, he said good luck.
Okay. All right.
Like,
Bon
very
chance.
intimidating.
Bon chance.
Yeah.
Bon chance. What was your greatest thrill? If you had to narrow it down, what was the greatest thrill you had on a soccer field?
The greatest thrill?
You haven't had it, but
Yeah,
so
sorry
far.
for his accent. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, you mook.
I think scoring that penalty
for the U.S.
in the Olympics,
Yeah.
because it was the first goal in 16 years and personally I felt a lot of pressure to score this penalty. It was probably the only penalty in my career where I felt, I don't want to say nervous, but a lot of pressure to put it away. Usually when I take a penalty, I don't feel that much pressure, but this one I felt.
Really?
Yeah. I can't describe the feeling I had. Yeah, it was just a lot of pressure coming to this, and it was against New Zealand, and maybe 5,000 people were in the stadium. It wasn't like against France.
Right.
So I don't know why I felt a lot of pressure. Thank God I put it away.
Well, it is the Olympics.
Yeah.
So
That too.
You're playing to advance.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they haven't scored. They haven't scored in 16 years. So
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot.
yeah.
But the greater goal, of course, was the free kick against. I don't remember who it was against, but Nigeria or
I think it was Guyana.
Yeah, Guyana.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a perfectly placed kick, and Georgie is unique because I coached high school soccer, and I would always tell the kids, volunteer for everything. Volunteer for corner kicks, volunteer for penalty kicks, volunteer for direct kicks, because, a coach wants to see that you're willing and able to do all that stuff. And invariably, my best players didn't want to take them because they were so afraid of failing that I used players that were less skill, but greater confidence to take those PKs and corner kicks. And, to your benefit, you've been taking those ever since you've been in the pros, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, and it started in Chicago when Basti told me to take a free kick, and he told me to take the corner kicks. And usually when you're a young guy, they give the responsibility for someone maybe with more experience in delivering dead balls. But yeah, since my first year, I was designated to take the set pieces, and yeah, I try to do the best I can in those situations. Of course, there's a lot of practice and free kicks and penalties and corner kicks. Every week you have to work on those things.
Right.
Hey, let me ask you a question again. This is from a horseshit college goalkeeper, but I had 3 penalty kicks taken against me, and they scored 0. And I was always of the philosophy that I can't get a lower right ball, I can't get a lower left ball, I can't get an upper right ball, I can't get an upper left ball, but I can get everything within my range. So I didn't guess. And you see the goalkeepers now guessing almost invariably, and a lot of times the shooter goes up the middle, and he could have had that if he stayed home. What do you
Yeah.
think about that philosophy?
And I think there is a stat where I think it might be like 2% of goalkeepers will just stand in the middle and not move. So just by statistics, you're better off as someone taking the penalty to go down the middle, because the goalies are going to want to dive left or right.
Interesting.
Something that's also interesting, like for me, I obviously missed penalties in my career. I think I missed 3 or 4. Most of them, I think, if not all of them, most of them have been to my left. And my teammate that was in the Olympics, the goalkeeper, he plays for Kansas City. It's weird because he came up to me um, after I took a penalty against his team, and I went to my left when we weren't winning, we were tied. But it was like a high pressure situation. And he told me, because, when you have I've taken maybe 15 penalties in my career, and goalkeepers are going to start to study you and your tendencies and things like that. And he told me, whenever there's a high pressure situation, I'm going to go to my left. And I didn't really believe that. And this year for Colorado, we were losing, or no, I think we were tied. But he was the goalie, and I went to my left, and he saved it. And
Wow.
as soon as he saved it, I remembered him telling me that.
Oh, so you didn't remember before that? Like
No,
while you took
I
oh my
I
God.
swear, as soon as I took it and he saved it, my
Yeah,
first thought is he knew.
that's
But
crazy.
the next penalty I took, we were losing in Seattle, and I went down the middle.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How can you talk a little bit? Go ahead, Billy.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
So how has the transition from Colorado to Toronto been? I realize you've only been in Toronto for 4 games now. You haven't lost any of those 4 games uh,
Wow.
since
We
you've
haven't
been.
won either.
You haven't won either, but
We've tied 4 games.
four,
That's
tied
crazy.
4 games. But how is it for you, Isla and the baby? How has the transition been uh, lifestyle wise?
Yeah, it's great. Or it's just like Chicago. I'm surprised at how similar the two cities are. So it feels like I'm in Chicago at home. The club is amazing with taking care of players off the field. So they made it so easy for us with the move. Um, but it's a really good change and much needed change, I think, for us to come here. The club, it has a big club feel. A team that when I was just starting in the league, they were top of MLS Cups, MVP winners within the team, and the last 4 years, it's been on the down, but I think there's going to be a lot of changes and get back up there. But
There
the
already
city is
there
incredible.
there already have been a lot of changes, haven't there, in the lineup just since you've been there?
Yeah,
Those two
they
Italian
brought
guys. Those two Italian guys are gone.
yeah those guys they left a month and a half or 2 months ago. A few other players have left. Um, yeah, I mean this is a club with a lot of ambition. And the other thing that I've noticed is and it's normal, I think, where you get things wrong with building a team, and they recognize, acknowledge that, and they're gonna go for a good rebuild, and prepare. And I'm here for 3.5 more years, and I hope starting next season, those 3 years are gonna be great.
Yeah, because the club obviously won't make the playoffs this year because they dug themselves a hole that you can't get out of. What will you do during the time of the year in October? I mean, when your season's over and you're
Yeah,
used to playing, uh,
yeah,
you're just gonna get healthy.
yeah. No, this I've missed the playoffs. There's actually a game tonight, Chicago versus New England, and I think statistically, Chicago needs to get to 44 points. If they win tonight, they'll be on 43 points. But as soon as one of these New York or Chicago gets to 44 points, we're going to be eliminated. There's 4 or 5 games left. I've never had a season where with 5 games left in the season, I'm not going to make the playoffs. So it's something that I have to get used to for now, not for next season. Um, but it's going to be a big off season for me because I'm going to have my wedding.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll be there.
Yeah.
Karen and I will be there
Yeah.
for sure.
Right. So I don't know how much rest I'm going to get.
Right after Christmas. Well, October, November, unless you're going to be coaching for your dad's club.
Which I got my bachelor party in November.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
So how will you stay in shape? And how long does it take? Well, let me finish it. How long will you stay in shape? How long will it take you to fall out of shape? And how long will it take you to get back in game shape? Because I remember Rod Carew told me if he didn't hit for 4 days in a row, on the 5th day he was not what he was at his prime. So can you lose it? Can you lose your game ability, technical ability that quickly? Can it start to fade?
Yeah, but it doesn't take that long to get
Right.
it back. Yeah, it's definitely more of a fitness, physical thing. But the plan for our team is when the season's done, we're gonna have a week off and then a few weeks of training, just because it's such a long off season. And then probably middle of November is when the off season is gonna start. So it's gonna be a month and a half of off season. Yeah, I'm gonna take a few weeks to get my body healthy again. It's the toll physically in a season is something that I feel like most people kind of dismiss. So it's going to take maybe 2 weeks to fully recover my body physically, and then I have a fitness plan to go through. And preseason starts first week of January.
We talk about how tough the game is physically on your body. How many games do you play in a year? All told, but between national team games, between MLS games, between US, Mexico club games, whatever. How many games do you play in a year?
Yeah, it can go up to 50. 50 is probably in America it's definitely a lot of games. The European leagues play a bit more. They play probably up to 60, 65 games for the teams that make it all the way to the final of those competitions. But this year I'm probably going to have close to 45 maybe.
So very often 2 and sometimes 3 in a week.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. It's just incredible how much pounding your body must take.
Yeah. And the travel.
Yeah. Yep. And how much running will you do as a center midfielder in a game? 4 or 5 miles?
Oh, a bit more. They calculate in kilometers, so it's probably around 11 kilometers. But they also take into account, I don't know how familiar you are, Frank, with the this generation of data, but they take in account of high speed running, accelerations, decelerations, sprint distance, all that stuff. And yeah, when you combine, it's not just distance covered, but the intense running that you're doing, running that maybe you're not getting up to sprint, but just below sprint distance.
Right.
It can be up to 1,000 meters of that. Accelerations, decelerations, all these things put the toll up.
Wow.
That's crazy. You grew up in Chicago, obviously. You were born in Jacksonville. You grew up in Chicago. Derek's daughter played at Northwestern, and her son dated a Serbian that I think you may know.
Still dating.
Still dating. What's his name?
Mihailovic. No, Miskovic.
Miskovic.
The goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You remember him?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was in the Fire Academy.
Yeah. He's actually, it's a good question. He's looking for a team right now and is having a bit of a hard time. So, can you pull some strings? No, that's not the question.
Well, your dad got him. Your dad got him hooked up. And where the hell's he, in Greece or someplace?
Yeah, he was playing in Greece. He left Greece a couple months ago. Now he's sort of in between teams. What do you think is, because there are tons of players like him looking for teams? What do you think? What would be your advice? Not only based on what your recommendations are mentally, but also the experiences that you have had with other players that have been in that position, if ever.
Yeah, I actually, someone that I've known for a while. He grew up in the Fire Academy, went to a university, tried his luck maybe 3-4 years with the Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Was loaned out a few times, and yeah, he actually just retired recently too.
Okay.
Just because maybe he couldn't find a spot, and other reasons, people just lose the love for the game.
Yeah.
Lose the love for that daily grind, because you have to love the daily grind. You're not just
Right.
you do the daily grind and not appreciate every minute of it. But yeah, I mean, in these situations, I've never been in those situations, but I've had a lot of teammates that were, and it is more of just a mental toll. Like
Right.
how far would you continue to push in these moments? The waiting, or trying to keep yourself fit, or things like that. Yeah, but it does come to a point where maybe it just isn't for you, this career.
Right. Yeah.
And that's such an unfortunate thing, because we were both, him and the one I was just talking about, and me, we were just playing soccer since we were 3 years old, 4 years old, and careers take turns, sometimes for good, sometimes for not so good. And yes, it's just the way it goes sometimes.
When did you realize you weren't the best player on your team? At what age? Probably 17. When you signed. When you signed.
When I wasn't the best?
Yeah.
When I just joined the Fire Academy, the coaches didn't seem to like me, and that was just the first year. But there was always better players. However you want to describe being a better player, but technically, things like that. There's always some players that maybe had a little bit more than me. But yeah, it comes down to, do you believe that you're still the best inside, but you
Right.
behave like you're not, but you believe it. And throughout my career, and every club I've been at, there's been players that I looked at that have had so much more talent than me, that just, they didn't work out in the end. And that's
Right.
where the mentality comes in.
And so, do you think that gets defined in moments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's moments when things go tough. Yeah, it's all in the mind. And I learned this, thankfully, early on in my career, in that first year with Chicago. And near the end of my academy days is when I started to know, like, okay, I'm probably one of the best players in the Fire Academy. I want to sign a first team deal. I want to go to MLS, things like that. That's what I was thinking.
Right.
And it happened. In my first year, we had a really experienced locker room. Basti came, Nikolic came. He became the top. He won the Golden Boot that season for us. And this year with the Fire, we were the best team in the league. And Toronto, I think, ended up winning the MLS Cup that year. But we were, up until the All-Star break in the middle of the season, we were the best team in the league. But the first 4 months of that season, I didn't play that much. And this is where mentality comes in. And I always have to say, my teammate, who was the captain at the time, Dax McCarty, we were having a training session, and I was taking that piss about some things, and he came over and gave me an elbow to the face and put me on the ground. And he told me not to speak like how I was speaking in that moment. And since then is when I kind of changed how I approach things, because I believe that I should have been playing, but I wasn't.
Right.
But thankfully, I had someone like our captain to change how I was behaving. And
He
this is when I was.
That would get your attention.
He gave me an elbow to my throat.
Wow. And that was a shift.
It had to be. It had to be. And thankfully, like I said, this happened so early in my career, 4 months into my career, that maybe players go 8 years without getting this moment, and they think they're behaving the right way.
Right.
And they're always, they're pity about themselves because they're not playing the minutes they want. They're blaming the coach, whatever. But instead of looking at themselves. But like I said, thankfully I had this moment early in my career where I have to be patient, I have to work hard, and have a good attitude every day in training for my teammates, things like that, and eventually it's going to pay off. And that moment, I think it paid off when I left Chicago and joined Montreal, and I kind of felt like an important player in a team when I went to Montreal.
Right. Okay. So I got two questions. The first one regarding this moment. So this moment in time, you had the mental shift of essentially not pitying yourself, not.
Yeah, it's an attitude thing.
Right.
Like I talked a little too much in this moment, and
Okay.
I remember this training like it was yesterday. It was a cold spring day in Chicago, cloudy. We had a game a few days before, so it was like a recovery training session on the field, and we were doing like a bunch of little technical obstacles, like hitting the crossbar, chipping into a bin, things like that.
Right.
And it was like a relay, and I hit the crossbar, and my partner and I won the relay to go around the field. And Dax told me I didn't hit the crossbar, and I started telling him I hit the crossbar. Obviously not in this way, in a more of a childish way.
Right.
And he goes to me, he's like, "What'd you say?" And he's like, "You don't talk to me like that." And that's when he gave me the elbow in front of everybody. And the coach didn't say anything. Paunovic wasn't the head coach, and he didn't say anything. And he's like, "This is how it is." And I'm like, "Okay." So since then, we became really close as teammates.
Tough love.
Exactly. And
yeah. Okay, and then the other question I had, you mentioned that there was a moment on the Fire where you knew that you were one of the best players. How did you make that determination? Because that's a hard thing, really, to determine. There's an ego that tells you are, but it seems like there was more substantive than that.
Yeah. I say this when I was in the academy. And it's not, every professional player should have some sort of ego.
Mm-hmm.
They have to believe in that they're the best to some extent. But I looked at it as not really what I accomplished, because in the Fire Academy, when I mentioned at the beginning, when my dad got kicked out of the game, I was 15 years old, and I was playing every minute with the under 18 academy. So I was playing a few years up, and we ended up winning the national championship.
Right.
So 2 years later, I'm still in the academy. Now I'm 16, 17. Now I have some experience of performing in big moments in the academy. My stats also say the same thing, like goals, assists in the academy. So you start to believe that you're one of the better players.
Right. Okay.
Georgie,
Interesting.
let me ask you. I'm noticing a trend in the States at a younger level for the players to be bigger, stronger, taller, and I think that's a flaw in the American system because I truly believe that if Messi grew up in Idaho at 5'8", he wouldn't have been discovered because he wouldn't have fit. He wouldn't have fit the
The new
monument,
mold.
the new mold. I mean,
Yeah.
your father always said the big difference between the countries that were playing internationally are they grew up playing street soccer. They blew up playing freelance. I don't think our kids ever, and Derek, you can answer this as well, ever grew up not wearing a uniform. And I mean, that's a flaw in our system because there's just
Mm.
not enough free form play. What's your take on that?
I agree.
Yeah.
And it comes to, like, I also say it comes to what the priorities are, and the amount of soccer fields you see in Argentina or Brazil is like, take in America, the amount of baseball fields you see.
Right.
Imagine if that was all soccer fields and you see kids playing baseball, but imagine they're all playing soccer. You're just the culture is just completely different. And kids are growing up going to the park, playing, with their friends, like in a park, soccer, not organized at all. So there's going to be tackles and fouls that you're just gonna have to live with.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a culture thing, and I don't know if it could change. It's just how the U.S. is. But you are seeing the talent of soccer players grow so much in this country compared to maybe what it was 20 years ago. And it's proven by where they're playing. There's so many Americans playing for the top teams in Europe in the biggest competitions. Um, but yeah, I agree with what you were saying.
Are we going to
Uh,
catch up?
huh?
Are
Are
we
we
going
going
to
to
catch
catch
up?
up?
Are we going to catch up to Europe?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I do think when the World Cup comes next year, because I wasn't there in '94. I wasn't alive. Maybe Frank can talk about it, or you guys could talk about it. How the World Cup in the U.S. changed the soccer landscape here.
Hmm.
But just from conversation that I've had about when people went to the World Cup in '94 and how soccer just completely changed in the country. I think it's gonna be another shift next year when the
Mm.
whole world comes here, watches soccer. No, the people in America are going to see the passion that all these different nations fans have for their country. What the sport means for each country. Americans, like regular Americans, are going to see that, and they're going to want to put their kids in soccer.
Right.
Well,
I
I hope so. But all we need to find is 40 players. All we need to play is 11 players.
so
I just
crazy. That's
I
yeah.
just don't understand why that's so hard. Why a
Yeah,
little country like Jamaica can play us even uh,
Yeah.
with you know with so many resources, so much better training we have. I just don't understand why we're not better.
Well,
But
I got a question about that for the whole group. So, just thinking about how organized soccer is in America, and you mentioned better training, um, but don't we think that that's maybe hurting America because it's sort of the filter, the system that we're filtering players through is not actually getting them to the level that they need to get to, and that's like just a projected question to everybody.
well, in my experience, I grew up having a dad that didn't let me play other sports. So
Right.
I think majority of parents nowadays are putting their kids in baseball, football, basketball, soccer, and then having their kids kind of decide. So their
Right.
focus is on a bunch of different things where I grew up playing and having my focus on one thing. Um,
Okay.
that's just how I grew up.
And you think that's probably better, like, you just are able to get to the level that you need to get to,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
because you
I
don't have
don't.
any other.
That's not like the only recipe to make
Uh-huh.
it,
Mhm.
but I think the more common thing is that
Yeah.
um, that way.
I think from my daughter and son's experience, I feel like some of the systems, the coaching systems that we have are actually not benefiting the kids as much as they could. I think that there are some people that are designated as these like high level trainers, but I actually don't necessarily feel like they're giving the kids what they need at the moments that they need it. I don't know if that's the best way to say it, but do you understand what I mean by that, Frank?
Yeah, I do. But I believe that part of the problem is the United States club system is predicated on making money,
Yeah.
where the
Yeah.
Europeans' club systems, and Georgie can correct me if I'm wrong on this, aren't predicated on making money. Are they? They're
No.
predicated on player development.
Yeah. I think that I don't know the way it's structured. I don't know if it's like if it's government funded academies or things like that. Whereas here it's all privately funded, like my parents, they have their own club and things like that.
Right.
But
Okay.
your father is a world class trainer coach. He's the kind of guy that should have his own club
Yeah.
because he knows what he's preaching and he knows what he's teaching. A lot of the guys that are coaching today, I mean, I always used to pride myself after the fact, and it wasn't because of me; it was because of our players. But your father always used to say, "It's about the players. It's about the players. It's about the players." He used to drive your mother crazy when we talk about the players, the players, the players. But I had the players in high school, and I was beating coaches that were making a living or coaching 2-3 teams uh, that were making a living because I was committed to that one team, whereas
Yeah.
those coaches were committed to 2, 3, and 4 teams. And if because of the money making situation, if Djordje Mihailovic was 14 and he was capable of playing against 17-year-olds, they wouldn't have him playing against 17-year-olds. They would keep him playing against 14-year-olds so that the club could win. And I think that's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Georgie,
So,
what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah.
in
But I think I'm just lucky in that sense to grow up obviously with the situation I did, where I was always playing up a few years. So I was always facing a bigger player, faster player, just when I was maybe 11, 12 years old.
Right.
That's one of the things I liked about high school, because if I had a 9th grader who I felt was competitive with a 12th grader, the 9th grader would play.
Right.
And you'd have to learn how to play against different levels of competition. Now I realize high school soccer has changed and it's all probably bullshit now, high school soccer, but that was a philosophy that I had. You guys have a couple of closing questions, because Georgie's been very benevolent with his time.
Who? You kind of broke up a little bit. What would you say
Really?
at the beginning?
Shocking.
Yeah, it's also shocking that he doesn't remember the player's name. That is
Yes.
that he's brought up.
Try.
Who said this?
Billy, he needs
Billy,
context because he needs to
just-
know who's asking the question. Who said it?
Just give him the player's name. Call the player Poontang. Okay, your player was Poontang. Okay, now continue.
You don't know the player's name?
Wait. Do you remember my name? Do you remember Derek's name? Or are you frozen again?
He's gone. Oh my
You're
God.
unbelievable.
Where is he? Where is his headquarters, Billy?
Fucking mountains.
Look at him frozen like a mook.
Well,
I guess I could answer that question.
okay.
Sure.
With a resounding yeah, I'm competitive in everything. I do.
Ping
Like,
pong?
in this room, this is where I play my video games, and my wife made sure that it's an enclosed room because of how much screaming I'm doing.
That's
That's
good.
On the
great.
golf course, the same thing. Yeah, pretty much the
Oh,
board games.
I hear you're a pretty decent golfer.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-oh.
What's your handicap?
Now it's about an 8, 9
Wow. How long have you been playing?
since my first year in the league.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I 9 was the highest I ever got, or the lowest I ever got. You've been playing 4 years and you're an 8. You're 8 handicap.
No, I've been playing since 2017.
Okay, 2017.
When
You're an 8
I
handicap.
can proudly say I started before the pandemic, unlike majority of golfers nowadays.
So you broke an
Okay.
80.
Yeah, I broke an 8. My best round is a 73, 1 over
Wow.
par.
Wow.
Yeah.
Billy played at a country club in New York. He shot a 97.
I was thrilled.
Wow.
I was thrilled. I didn't get bought.
And he was thrilled. And it's a greater surprise that he shot a 97. The greater surprise is that he actually got on a country club course.
My son-in-law was so worried
I
about
don't know
it.
if I want to see what that course is like.
My son-in-law was
Yeah.
so worried about it. He actually gave me a golf shirt before I played. He thought I was going to show up in wife beaters and sandals or something, you know. I said, I got shirts. I got shirts.
He probably put tape on your mouth too.
Any last questions? I know, Georgie, you had mentioned at the Olympics that you were going to get a tattoo. Your father said, no, you're not. I was betting on you. Did you ever get the tattoo?
Yeah, I did.
Where did you get it?
It's on my shin.
All
Oh,
right.
good. See, there it is.
Nice. That's
So take
right,
that-
Dad. Dad,
that,
what are you
Dad.
gonna do about that,
Oh,
Dad?
after the France game, I told him I'm gonna get it, and he said, "Why? You didn't score." And then after I scored the penalty, he said, "I scored. I'm gonna get it now." He's like, "Why? It wasn't a real goal. It was a penalty." and then the next game I scored the free kick, and he had nothing to say.
Oh, good.
Well,
Nice.
That's hilarious. All right. I've had enough of this. Derek's going to keep it in for sure.
Yeah, well, Georgie, it was a pleasure.
Real pleasure,
if
man.
we do keep it in. Yes, and great personality too for a soccer player, because some of you guys don't have good personalities like you.
No.
So
Thank you.
keep up the
Thanks.
good work.
That was fun.
And I'll see you in Fort Myers in December.
All right, I'll see you
Congratulations
there.
on your wedding, brother.
Love
Oh,
for your mom, Dad.
we finish. We go to LA against LAFC in October.
Yeah, if it's a Wednesday night game, I'm not going to be there.
I think it's Wednesday.
If it's a
Wow.
Saturday or Sunday, I'll be there.
All right.
If it may be a Wednesday night, I may try to make it.
Oh,
I
All
may
right.
try.
give me
But
a
don't
break.
be surprised if I'm not there.
You only got one
That's
life,
fine.
sir.
Huh?
It's
Yeah.
fine.
You only have one life. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah. Okay.
All right,
All
Georgie.
right, Georgie.
All right,
Pleasure,
thank
man.
you,
Nice
guys.
meeting you. Great.
Give my
All
love
right,
to your mom
you
and
can
dad
hang up on us.
and Isla and the baby. Be well.
Congratulations, man. Best. He was great. Great
Yeah.
guy.
All right, you.
Did he hang on long enough for you to capture that?
If not, I'll email him to. Well, let me see. I think we got him, but let's see.
Yeah, we said goodbye for a long time.
Yeah, I have all of that. I mean, if we don't get the last part, it's okay. This is 99% uploaded. As far as you fellas are going, are we gonna continue a little bit, or?
Yeah, I'm thinking I've got a couple of guys I can get.
No, I mean for this podcast.
No, no.
We're done?
Yeah, we've done over an
It was a
hour.
pretty good podcast.
Oh my God, as if that's a long time. That's what she said. We've done.
You never heard that in their life.
Which one?
Over an
The
hour.
comment you just made. That's over an hour. Billy says over a minute's a big deal.
Hey, I'm not in it for her
Gone over
pleasure.
an
I'm in
hour
it for
a few
my
times.
pleasure. I got mine. I'm good.
I got mine. I'm good.
2,000 times. 2,000 times you got yours.
I got mine. I'm good.
George Lopez always used to say, after she comes, you're playing with house money.
That's right. You're always right. That's a good point.
After she
Oh,
comes, you
Well,
play
you
with
guys
house
look good,
money.
man.
how old is George?
You guys look good, both of you.
Go ahead,
I mean,
Billy.
we can keep this going if you want, but
Yeah, well, we'll go a couple more minutes in case we
Yeah.
pick up something good. How
Yeah.
old is Lopez?
62.
62.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
he was born in 1961. Oh, wait, 64. I keep thinking maybe 64, 65 now.
64. Holy shit.
He was born in 1961, so he's 11 years younger than me, so that makes him 64.
Wow. Okay. That's all I'll say about that.
And Billy was born in
37.
48, you hump. 48.
47?
37, 1937.
48. I'm in my prime.
You're not 40. Every year's been your
I'm
prime.
in my prime. I'm good, man. Let me tell you something. I have been so fortunate. I'm getting calls every day now. It's still nothing with me. I'm vertical. Nothing hurts. It's great. Life is good.
You're getting calls
For
every day?
people
What
are
does that
dying.
mean?
You know, like this guy ain't doing well. This guy
Oh.
ain't doing well. I got a couple of more calls the other day. Really a lot of bad shit. You know, cancers. Fire department.
You know what's crazy is like, obviously it's so crazy how there's so many guys with lifestyles like yours that fucking went nuts their whole life and they have a long life. And the guys who are on the straight and narrow, never did anything, didn't drink, didn't sleep with 2,000 women, and they're fucking dead
I'll
at
tell you the
68.
story. This guy,
It's crazy.
This guy was a lieutenant on the Yonkers police department, and his daughter married a mook. A real mook, a real bum. And he says to me, "Hey, fucking guy, I want to shoot this kid." He says, "I really want to shoot this son of a bitch." And I said, "Hey, man, it's the luck of the draw. I got 2 daughters. I don't know what's going to happen." He goes, "I tell you what's going to happen. Guys like you skate." He goes, "Guaranteed you get 2 great son-in-laws." He goes, and he was right. I got 2 great son-in-laws. I mean, it's just.
Yeah, but you got your son also. It balances that out.
Hey.
Got it. He's like, God damn it, can we cut that out?
Anyway, yeah,
No,
I've been blessed, man. I'm lucky as hell. I mean, every day I'm thankful to hell that nothing hurts. And
Yeah, you got a son-in-law who can get you on Siren Country Club.
once a year,
Everything you can ask
once
for.
a year.
Everything. Once a
Well,
year.
whenever I'm in
That's all.
town.
Well, how many times you go back?
Yeah, when I go into town, he can get me out to just about any country club. He's got hooks all over the place. He can get you on too.
Wow.
I'm there.
Yeah, he gets you out to just
I'm
about
there.
any country club. He's got hooks all over the place.
Act technically.
Donnelly
we should.
Construction. Look them up. They build golf courses all over the New York area. And
Frank, have you ever done a fundraiser? Produced a fundraiser on a golf course?
Not in a lead position, in a support position.
How extensive is it? How crazy is it?
Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
I tell you about. When I.
You say that about everything. Is there anything that you say do?
Let me tell you, when I had to join Upstate, when I had Hooks, it was the name of the place, JT Hooks. I ran a golf outing and couldn't get anybody, to pay $150 for the golf outing, blah blah blah. So I got to come up with an idea, and I hired 12 strippers to drive the golf carts.
Of course you did. Why would
I couldn't get enough players. I mean, the guys were calling me up. Everybody wanted to get in. The following year, I had about 300 guys that wanted to do it. I swear to God, I had.
That's such a good idea.
I had
That's
12
such a good
strippers
idea.
driving the golf and teeing, pulling the pin and all that shit. They were all naked. It was lights out.
how much extra to pull a pin?
Pull the pin, yeah. They were lying down besides the pin too, spread eagle. When a guy was lining up for his putt, they'd line up on the other side. Yeah, it was quite an experience.
That's amazing. Unfortunately, because your fucking internet sucks, we have to
Call it a day.
probably wind this down. Yeah. So, well, I'll say this afterwards. guys. It's been wonderful.
Always a pleasure.
It's more than a pleasure. It's the highlight of my day to tell you how poorly my day is going to go.
As a hooker once told me, it's a business doing pleasure with you. All right, brothers.
All right, hang on, fellas.
I know,
before
we gotta
you leave.
wait.
Okay,
Yes.
Billy. So you got to fix this, man.
Well,
Like you are a phenomenal talent. So we got to figure out.
I got two options.
I don't know if you need to get an iPad.
Yeah, I
which
got
is
two
like,
options.
a couple
I
$100
either got to I'll buy a computer, or else I got to make sure I'm down in San Diego when I do this. They got a better internet.
No.
No.
How- Why don't you let me know how much the computer is?
No, you ain't paying for it. That ain't happening. I ain't doing that.
Well,
I mean, I don't want
He
you to. I
doesn't
mean,
need
I
a
appreciate
computer.
it. It's a lovely gesture, but
You don't need a computer. You just
iPad.
need an iPad. Yeah, iPad.
that takes a hardwire.
Yeah, that's a good point. Because
yeah, that's my point.
But I feel like, what kind of computer do you have right now?
1906 Huckmobile.
Exactly. That's what's
1926 Porter.
like. How old
It
is your
says
computer
adding
right
machine
now?
on it.
It's out of receipt tape.
You ought to keep this in. I mean,
I am. I'm gonna.
this is good stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Oh my God.
Now,
Well,
look,
all right.
I will figure it out for sure. But
Don't fucking tell me
wait
you're
a
gonna
second.
do
Wait
this.
a
Just
second.
read
you
the
fuck,
text
I'm not
message.
promising nothing. But when I was down in San Diego, when I was down at at her house, at her mother's house, it worked good, right? It was okay. The internet was good. Why not? You know what I'll do? How about this, Derek? I got to go down there Tuesday. Tuesday, I got to be down in San Diego, right? It's our anniversary. So when I'm down there, I'll hook up with you on the link and see how the computer is down there. And if that's the case, I'll make sure
You
I'm
have
down there. I mean, I'll see how our internet.
no.
All
Fucking
right,
computer.
I'll get a computer and make sure it's got the portal to.
He's not gonna get
I
a
will
computer.
get it,
In
you
fact,
hump.
I
I
don't
will.
even- You've been saying this for like a year. You don't need to get a computer. It's not a priority. I understand. Maybe you can join with your iPhone.
Yeah. You think that'd be better?
It might be. You're currently, Frank. You got a moment?
Yeah, I got a moment. So then it can he can be on an
Well, you've got
iPhone.
pockets.
Fuck
Is
around
this
with his
something?
iPhone. Well, he can get he can at least get a stand for his iPhone. Oh my God.
Oh.
So okay, Billy, so right now do your headphones connect to your iPhone?
Neck bone.
The neck bone's connected to the. Yes, I got it. Oh, wait. I don't know. I don't have my iPhone with me. It's in the car.
Oh,
I'll
all
check.
right, never
I don't
mind.
think it does. I don't think my headphones do go into my iPhone.
Hey, you don't have to check. We were going to do it right now. So you can't check because you don't have your phone.
Okay.
So we'll do it another day.
That day will
You-
never come if we don't do it now. And it's in your car, so we'll never do it.
I will.
Yeah.
I
just
will
don't
buy
let
a
you see
computer
Joe.
and just make sure it's. I will buy a computer. I'll go on as soon as I go home. I'll go on
Why? What are you going to buy a computer
because
for?
I
Just
need
to
a
do the
computer.
podcast?
Apparently, I mean, what the fuck? I'll make it work. It's okay. I'll make it work.
Okay.
I'm not destitute. You like my son-in-law coming with a golf shirt from me, like I don't have a shirt with a collar. He thinks I grew up on the wrong side of the tracks.
It's
I
because you
think you ought to
probably.
leave all this comedy in, Derek, because
It's probably because you showed up with the same shirt you show up with on the podcast at Frank's
Flip
house with
flops,
stains on them.
and a Guinea smoking jacket. I had to hit the singlet.
this stuff's gold because we couldn't write this stuff if we.
Yeah, but I would
Yeah,
definitely
well-
go on and get a computer as soon as I go back. I'll go on.
Do you have anything else you can use the computer for? Is what Derek is asking.
No, not really,
Yeah.
but that's okay. It's all right. It's I can get one for about $600 or
It's not
$700,
okay. It's
right?
not-
I mean,
it's-
it's not the end of the world.
Just get it. Well, what you need to do is, I think, how old is the computer that you're using right
It's
now?
pretty bloody old. It's about 15 years old.
Okay, so that's the problem. That's why I'm saying to you that you probably you can just get an iPad, which I think you can probably get a used iPad that is a couple of years old for like $200, and it should
That's
work.
not a problem. Will it take the hardwire?
Derek,
It doesn't need a
Okay.
hardwire.
hang on a second.
Okay.
Derek, can you get him the iPad so that it's exactly what you want, and he'll reimburse
will.
you,
Yeah, sure.
and then
Yeah.
you could send it to him.
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
sell you
yeah,
the
we
money
can
up
do that.
front if you're tight, if you're in a rough
Yeah.
if you're in a rough spot.
Hey,
you know?
Billy, send me a couple grand. I'll take care of you.
What is there, juice?
Let me give you
There's
myself.
juice on this thing. There's juice.
Yeah.
You got juice on this computer?
It doesn't make any difference, Derek, because he's just going to send you a check anyway.
Will you take a check?
Yeah,
Will
that's
you take
right.
one of my
Yeah.
checks?
You
You'll take a check. Sounds good. No,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
send me a check.
Sounds good.
If-
That's a great idea.
If
Just tell me how much I owe you.
Derek can do it, I have much more confidence in Derek's ability to get you what we want than I do. No, I have no confidence in you. So I have every confidence in Derek. To get it.
Listen, if you're trying to make a fool out of me, it's too late.
Oh my God.
All right. Yeah,
All
cool,
right.
man. Just tell
You
me
wanna
what
leave-
I owe you.
You
I'll
want to
send
leave
it
all
to you.
this in?
I'm
Yeah,
just
I-
gonna leave it in. I mean, honestly, we could just do a podcast like this every day, just talking shit. It'll be gold.
I know. So can we open up the podcast when we open it up with the picture of Georgie, the composite that I sent you?
Yeah.
Great.
And then I'll throw in your picture when you say I've known you since you were,
Yeah,
a thought.
because never mind. Yeah, if you put that in, that'll be great.
Okay, excellent.
All right.
All right,
All right,
James.
You
brothers.
guys-
Love you. Don't we have to hang on for a second until you do something?
I love your brain. I love your memory. I love the way your brain works.
We have to do something. You have to do something. We have to hang on till you do something.
Let me stop it and see. I'll tell you.
All
when.
right.